above all things, that thou mightest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prosper. If you have power beyond how much you know God, power will rule you. If you have money beyond how much you know God, money will rule you. Everything that is a blessing remains a blessing so long as you know God more than those things. The moment those things become more than the knowledge of God in your life, those things become your God and it becomes corruption. So Lucifer ascended. He said that we ascend and be like the Most High. And he was cast from the mountains of God. But unfortunately, he was cast into the first earth. And the moment he hit the earth, you know, fire can be used to cook. Fire can be used to do a lot of good things. But when fire is out of order, it becomes a disaster. So the same fire that cooks your food, if it is out of order, it can burn your house. So when Lucifer stepped out of fire, God said, I will cause that fire in you to consume you. And when he hit the earth, something happened to the earth. He destroyed the structure of the earth. So from Genesis chapter 1 verse 2, the Bible said, and the earth was void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. What happened between Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 and Genesis chapter 1 verse 2 is in Isaiah chapter 14. The earth was in perfect harmony under the government of God, but Lucifer wanted to alter that government. I will no longer be the governor of the earth. I want to be like the Most High, seated with him in heaven. And he was cast as profane from the mountain of God. And when he hit the earth became void. Government have been scattered. Government have been disrupted. It's like in a military regime when a coup fails. You know, for a while, the country will be in chaos. It will take time to restructure order. So the moment Lucifer fell, all the angels that were working with him, 1/3 of them, they followed him. So they distorted the earth. And the prophet Jeremiah, in Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 23, he was carried outside time and he saw what happened. And he said the earth was void. The earth was distorted because a coup has failed in heaven. And the impact was in the jurisdiction of the devil. And the jurisdiction of the devil was the earth. All of this happened before man was created. These were the things that happened before the first man was created. There was war in heaven, and the impact was on earth. The earth was in chaos. The earth was in disaster. But God needed another general on the earth. So God came to the earth again. But because the earth was in chaos, God could not walk with the earth. So God downloaded Eden from heaven. Because Eden was also under the perfect order of God. And the only thing God could do now was to create another balloon. And he downloaded Eden from heaven. And he planted Eden on earth, and he put the man in Eden. So long as the man was in Eden and under the government of God, even though the earth was in chaos, it could not affect the man. And what God wanted the man to do was to cultivate the garden. Cultivate the garden does not mean plant and unplant and harvest. No, cultivate the garden simply means, because it says walk the garden. The word is ergon. Walk means become. So what God wanted the man to do was to keep worshiping and carrying out the same priesthood and kingship responsibility that the first Lucifer was carrying out. And as he continued, Eden will enlarge and Eden will subdue the earth. So God wanted a new earth to appear. Remember, at the end of all things, a new earth will appear. But that's what God wanted to do with Adam. Cultivate this garden. This is the new earth. This earth is supposed to dominate the old earth. Because I have set the structures, the light, the water have already been set, and the sun. You now allow Eden to dominate the earth. And Adam did not understand, because Adam was a man, but he was a child in his soul. He didn't have understanding. He was innocent. And the devil came and brought rebellion again. The same thing he did in heaven. I want to be like the Most High. And he told the man, if you eat this fruit, you will not die. God knows that you will become like him. He deceived the man into rebellion. And the moment the man allowed it, the same chaos that was in the old earth now entered the new earth. And the new earth became compromised. And the whole earth is in darkness. Have respect unto the covenant, for the habitations of the earth is a region of cruelty. Darkness had entered the earth again. And the moment that happened, I need to read some scriptures so you understand what I'm saying. Ezekiel. I wanted to tell you stories and go, but the way some people are looking at me, I'm going somewhere. Don't worry. Just stay with me. Ezekiel 28 from verse 11. Moreover, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Tyrus, and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord God, that thou that sealest up the sun, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty, thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. So the Eden was the garden of God. He was there. Every precious stone was thy covering: the sardius, the topaz, the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, the carbuncle, the gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets are of pipes, and of pipes was prepared in thee from the day you were created. Three information here. Eden in heaven, the one clothed with the 10 stones and the carrier of the musical instrument. He said, thou art the anointed cherub, the angelic, operated in the angelic realm, that covereth priesthood. He ministers to the presence. And I have said this so, thou was upon the holy mountain of God, thou walked to and fro in the midst of the stones of fire. So he was a seraphim and a cherubim. The cherubims cover the glory. The seraphims, they guard the holiness of God. So they walk to and fro in the midst of the coals of fire. These were his credentials. He said, thou was perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created, till iniquity was found in thee. That was where the error began. And in Isaiah chapter 14, I need to give you scriptural backings before I go forward. I'm trying to show you how the systems of this realm operate. Isaiah 14 from verse 12. How art thou falling from heaven? He moved in the midst of the coals of fire in the Eden of God. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground? We did weaken the nations. You see what he came to do when he came down? To weaken the nations. And that's how the systems came. I will show you. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this not the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms of this world? So he was the prince that ruled the heaven. He shook the kingdoms of the first earth. But now that he's fallen, they will look upon him narrowly. Are you the one? That's the story I've been narrating. And all of this happened before man came. But when God considered it, God brought Eden back. And man, out of ignorance, allowed God into Eden. The same thing happened when we receive Christ. Eden comes back. But many still allow the devil into the Eden. So you accept the Lord, he gives you a new life. Another Eden is installed, but you allow the devil. So the boy comes with a sweet mouth, and you allow the devil into Eden. You don't know that it's not just fornication. It's the life and the energy of your ordination that is dissipating. So a prophetess can end up a harlot because she couldn't keep her Eden. If you study Songs of Solomon chapter 1 verse 6, it said, look not upon me, for I am black. It said, the sun has looked upon me. Why? I've not been able to keep my garden. The garden of your heart, you couldn't keep it. So you allow the devil. And every time Eden is compromised, there is chaos. So when the Eden that God gave Adam was compromised, chaos came into the earth. The man became a slave. And the devil is smart. He had been in the presence of God for long. He knows how God operates. God operates by systems. So there's a system of power in heaven. There's a system of worship. There's a system of glory. There's a system of service. God operates by systems. So the moment he took over Eden, he didn't stop there. All his angels that fell with him, he divided them. So some went into the sea to rule the marine world. Some went into the air to rule the spiritual atmosphere. Some went into the earth to rule over men. So when Paul came, Paul began to teach us that even though we have been saved, we are still operating in a realm that the devil wants to have authority over. So in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10, it says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in the heavenly places. That is the constituency of Lucifer, the son of the morning. When he fell, he established systems. Who are the principalities? Who are the principalities? The word principality means first in rank, first in order. So when the demonic comes to a territory, it's the principalities that march first. You know, most times you read the Bible, the guy was in the presence, he knew how God operates. Ezra chapter 20, who will go first? Let Judah go first. All the armies of God don't march. There are ranks. There are those who go first. The same happens in the demonic. The principalities go first. What do they do? If principalities come to these barracks, the first thing they will do is they will set up a surveillance, and they will start monitoring the people that live here. They will know everyone who is a fornicator. They will know everyone who is a liar. You can hide it from men, not from spirits, because they are not limited by space and time. They will know everyone who is a thief. They will know everyone who is a killer. So what they are doing is they are understanding their physical army. That's the infantry. And then they will look at you all. They will know everyone that has gift. A guy will wake up and said, I had this dream. And then they'll be watching. After 3 weeks, the dream come to pass. So they put a badge on his head. That means this one is of the prophetic order. The lady wakes up and says, this thing will happen. After 1 year, it happens. They put a badge. This one is a prophetic order. So what the principalities will do is that if they find out you have a gift, they begin to woo you. They begin to woo you. So what they do is they create a system around you to make you feel you are important, just to give you confidence in your gift. When you master that confidence, they now brings a transaction before you. Do this and you will succeed. And then you begin to do it. And the more you do it, you now notice that your sight becomes sharper. Everything you now say, if you say something, they will mobilize demons, and demons will bring it to pass. Somebody offend you, you say you will die, and then they will mobilize demon. The person will die. Somebody offend you, say, it not go better for you. They mobilize demons, and the demons will frustrate everything. After a while, you will now know you have spiritual power. And the moment you know, you begin to focus on those spiritual power. What the principalities are doing is that they are recruiting men. So a point comes where they have 20 prophets walking like that. Because for a territory to be taken, there must be a quorum. This land will not bow to the gospel unless the quorum of intercessors is complete.
We pray you were blessed by this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This is a true word.